Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Naufal Rafi'i, and in this video, I will explain to you about the context. So please sit comfortably, pay attention, and let's get started. Okay, let's continue the first slide. So, what is the context? The context is one type of English text which has a function to retell events or experiences of the author that occurred in the past. This text aims to provide information or entertain the reader who reads this kind of text. Okay, let's continue to the features of recount text. So, there are three parts of features recount text that must be considered when you want to make a recount text. First is using past tense, such as when, depart, would, of, woke up, spent, and etc. And then the second part is using adverbs and adverbial phrase to express time, place, and manner, such as last month, Batu Begung Beach on the second day, and etc. And then the last is using conjunction and time connectives to order events and or before, such as and or before, then, after that, and etc. Okay, let's continue to generic structure. There are three steps of generic structure in recount text. The first is orientation, and the second is events, and then the third or the last is reorientation. So, orientation or the first step is when you are asked to provide an introduction or general description contained in the text in the form of information about who, where, when the event or incident occurred in the past. In this section, you are expected to provide the reader with the necessary information that can be provide an understanding of the overall content of the text. And then the second step is events. In the second step, you can convey or narrate events or experiences that occurred in the past. You are asked to write stories sequentially in chronological order, such as on the first day, on the next day, and then on the last day, and etc. And then the last step is reorientation. In this last step is the structure of the context, that repetition of introduction in the first stage. In this stage, the writer summarizes all the events that have been told in the text. Then you can write a summary of all the events that are told. So you can also write your comments or personal impressions of the event that you have experienced. Okay, then next is kinds of recount text. There are three kinds of recount text. The first is personal. This kind of recount text, personal recount text, is tell about the author's personal experience. And then the second is factual recount text. This kind of recount text serves to present reports or events that actually occurred, such as scientific experiments or police reports. And then the third is imaginative. In imaginative recount text, the author presents an imaginative story and is set out in events that have occurred. Okay, there is the example of recount text. So I will read it for you. Last week, I went to theater. It was the only theater at my town, and I had one free ticket to watch a movie. I had no idea about the movie I would like to watch, and I did not know the schedule of that theater. So that I just wanted to come and see if there was any good movie. I parked my motorcycle at the parking area and I walked slowly at the hall of theater. I took my ticket on my wallet and go to the information section to ask about how to use the ticket that day. Unfortunately, I missed it. The ticket was already expired 2 days before. Then I went home and I was very disappointed about that. So where is the orientation, event, and reorientation? Let's have a look. The orientation is the first paragraph, last week until a good movie, and then the event is second paragraph, and then the orientation is the last paragraph. Okay, I think it's clear. Let's continue. So if you want to test your understanding, try to make your our recount text, and the topics is free, depend on you.
Okay, that's all from me. Thanks for your attention and I hope you can take benefits from this video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you in the next video.